Thank God in this episode we don't have that boring couple, Cara and Guillermo. Hell no. No, no, no. Now, the other one which is juicy is Bini and Ari. They're back. I had to take a couple of notes because their issue is a bit of a mess. I know of them for I know them through the first season of The Other Way. 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way. I've watched it. I'm going to do another separate video in regards to their entire backstory and what I thought of them, because their relationship was a mess. I just have to be honest. Let me give a quick backstory. We all know that Ari, she moved from the States to Ethiopia. She fell in love in Ethiopia. She was there on a holiday. She fell in love with Biniam, and so she decided to move there. And mind you, she was pregnant. She was pregnant during her stay there. So, of course, her parents, they were not happy about it. I think she's an only child. Her parents are really, really well-to-do. And she was in a fantasy land because she was in a holiday phase. A holiday phase is very different from living there. She was so desperate to live there, but they didn't even have many things in order. Biniam was still struggling financially. He was living with his family because, as some of you know, he's an orphan. His parents are late, so his siblings raised him. So when she finally got there, now before they had to look for a place to rent. And oh my God, it was a mess because the rent was expensive, and then maybe the house was not complete. The house did not have proper bathroom, or it didn't have a proper kitchen. Like, it was a mess. That's why I said that's a story for another day. But she always complained about everything, especially after she had her baby. I know she went through postpartum, you could see it, the stress and all that, but it was a lot. Eventually, he proposed to her during during the celebration, and she said yes. But then they've been having their multiple issues. It was just a never-ending story. And the thing is, like I said, Ari, she complains about every damn thing. It's one thing to have a serious discussion with your man and said, okay, let's plan this A, B, C, D. Because there's a culture difference. There's a difference in regards to communication, in regards to everything. And mind you, and before I forget, also in case some of you don't know, but Biniam has another child. Yeah, the thing with Biniam is that he was with an American woman before Ari. That was his first wife. They got married, they had a child. I'm not sure what really happened, but then there was a problem with his documents, and it was a whole mess, and I have a feeling that he got deported. So he's not in his first child's life. He doesn't have any contact with his ex-wife. So that's just like, there's nothing going on there. So now he's with Ari. And as you can see in this episode, Ari said that she had to take their son back to the States because he was sick. And he needed to get surgery. So that's why they had to go back to the States. But it was only Ari and their son that went back. Bini not. Bini was, of course, devastated that both of them left because he had like flashbacks in regards to how he no longer has contact with his first wife and his child, and he thinks that maybe one day Ari will just pack up, leave, and cut all contact with him. So it was a bit messy when she went back to the States. They fought almost every day. There was communication issues, the drama was just too much, and she felt like there were outside influences in their relationship, and he wanted to concentrate on his music. So times that he did not pick his call, she got angry and she assumed that he was cheating. Like I said, Ari, she nags a lot, and I'm not taking the responsibility away from Bini, yeah, but again, this is what I've been saying, and it's the same thing that I said in the Memphis video, and I'm even doing another video, and also Emily, I'm doing another video in regards to some of these ladies that got pregnant very quickly when they just met their holiday fling. They just got pregnant, and then now they start complaining about everything. They didn't plan anything, and all they do is complain. So this is what I mean. Now fast forward, because the story is long. She went back to Ethiopia after the son got surgery. They decided to stay in Kenya because she felt like at least now that they're in Kenya, they're away from Ethiopia, away from all the outside influences. And I'll get there in a second if some of you don't know who the outside influences are. So after that, she told him that, okay, let's apply for a visa to the States. It's best that we travel to the States together, and we should just make the best out of it. So he agreed, and he said, okay, let's apply for the K1 visa. So, because mind you, they're not married yet. And all those time, I thought they were married because they were engaged for almost 1 year, but I guess everything for a show. Everything for the TV show, and maybe she just also wants to be sure. So after that, the visa got approved. She asked him, you know, are you sure you want to get married to me? Just be honest, because it's best we discuss this now. We have it out of the way. You know, if I'm not the one, if you're not the one, we can still peacefully move on. You know, let me know. Are you staying with me because of the baby? Do you feel obligated to stay with me because of our child? And I thought that that was a very, very valid question. And he said, no, I want to stay with you, and you people are my family. And based on what she said, I understand. Because as you can see in the episode, he has a discussion with his friends. And his friends have similar questions. His friends have similar questions because he told them that I'm going to the States, my visa has been approved. And they said, but are you sure you really, really want this? Because somebody will ask, why are the friends interfering? The friends and his family, mainly his sisters. Because Bini, I guess, has complained about Ari. Both of them have been fighting. They have a very toxic relationship. I just have to be honest. There are some things I'm not going to go into details because otherwise I don't think I'll finish this review. That's why I'm going to do a separate video for them, just as a whole. They feel like it's not going to work, and we just have to be honest. There's lack of communication. They always fight. Ari has insecurity problems. I just have to be honest about it. She panics about every damn thing. And she seems to be quite naive. So fast forward, he had a listening party for his music video. This music that has been going on for how long? This song, Dance Baby, Dancey Dancey, Dancey Baby, Dancey Dancey, Dancey Baby. I guess he shot the music video for this, the new music video. So they saw his sisters. Now I'm going to get to his sisters because I wanted to save this for the last part. And he had, so all four of them, Ari, Biniam, and his sisters, they had a talk. And already the oldest sister, I forgot her name. I know the younger one is Wish. The oldest one, when she walked in and she saw Ari, she's like, I'm not hugging you. COVID rules. Already, she doesn't like Ari. And they're not going to fake it. They have this discussion all together. And Biniam had to break the news to his sisters that he is traveling the next day to the US. And of course, the sisters were in shock. Why won't they be in shock? Your brother, your family, he has the audacity to tell you that he's traveling the next day. Not even a week in advance heads up. That was just disrespectful. I just have to be honest. And I understand why they're very angry. So as they were arguing, Ari got involved and she said, listen, I did not know that he didn't tell you this in advance. I was just not aware of it. And they said, well, Ari, you know, since you're our sister-in-law, we expect you to at least tell us. And she said, no, like, it's not my place to tell you. And I agree with Ari. That was not her place to say. It is on Biniam to say that. He's a grown man. So they were going back and forth, and they said that, you know, we treat you like a sister. And then Ari said, you guys have never treated me like a sister. Every single time, you guys are always mean to me. You always, I never felt that support from you guys. It is always one issue after another that you guys have with me. And they're like, that's not true. And so then Ari had the audacity to say that, well, I'm glad I don't have to see you guys ever again. And then, phoop, phoop. The wine got in Ari's face. And then Wish walked away. Wish was the one that threw the wine in her face. And she walked away and she was talking to the other sister behind the scenes and they're like, we're done with them. We're tired with them. Now, if you guys ask me what I think about this whole wine spilling, I'm against anybody throwing wine or spitting in anybody's face or beating somebody up. I'm against any type of physical altercation. But I understand where the sisters are coming from. I've watched the season, like I said, I've watched their first season. And the thing is, the sisters were always supportive of Ari. But they know that Biniam had this whole issue with his first wife, his first American wife that withheld the child from him. They were a bit cautious with the second American woman that Biniam is with. But they still treated her with respect. They offered to take care of her baby. But they saw that there was a toxic relationship between Biniam and Ari. They always argued. She's always nagging. She's always controlling. She's controlling. We just have to be honest. And the thing is, the sisters, they're not going to pretend. They say it like it is. And they told her the truth. Of course, Ari, feeling very entitled, you know, she felt very entitled. I'm not going to say anything when it comes to certain race of women, but she felt very entitled and she's like, ever since, she just doesn't like them because she feels like they're always attacking her. But they were just stating out the truth. And they were worried about the relationship. Again, his sisters, they raised him like a parent because they don't have any parents. So of course, their family unit is going to be very strong. It's a community. And that's the difference. Like I said, culture shock. This is the thing that I realized when people marry out of their race. Out of their race, out of their culture. People need to start studying other people's culture. They just expect people to know things or things to change because it's them. The way things are being done in the West is not the way things are being done in other countries, in other continents like in Africa, in Asia, in South America. Family, or even in the Arab world, family is very, very important. And I'll say that sometimes there's a huge involvement in family in everything. It's not like the West. In the West, usually your parents, they let you make your own decisions. They let you go. The only thing they can do is they can give you an advice, but they're like, well, you're grown up and I have to let you live your life. And that's the situation in this case. Because there were cases that Ari did not want any of his family member to even take care of her child, help her with the child. They have their ways of maybe helping with the child, doing things. That's their culture. And she just wasn't comfortable, so her mom had to fly into Ethiopia and kind of help her. Yeah, Ari wasn't comfortable. And okay, it's her child. She has every right to feel how she wants to feel. It is what it is. But both of them, they just cannot get along. She felt like they always attacked her, and they also feel that she's disrespectful. And it doesn't help that Biniyam, I feel Biniyam also doesn't really have a backbone. Yeah, he's sweet and all, but I feel like he has been a bit over pampered, if that makes sense. Because how can you complain about your woman to your family members? And that's the issue. This is the reason why you never talk about your relationship problem to any outsider, whether it's family, whether it's anybody, because that's how they will look at you and your wife sideways. They're not going to respect your wife anymore. And so that was the issue. I have a feeling he was talking behind Ari's back to his friends and his family. If he did no longer want to be with Ari, he could just cut it out. But he feels trapped because of the child. I feel like that's the only way why he's trying to stay with her. It's only because of the kid. Yeah, we just need to watch out for the next episode, because I know that they are going to have a very, very juicy storyline.